morning, students. Myself, Deep Singh. I'm an assistant professor from Mechanical Department in Chandigarh Polytechnic College. Today, we will discuss about lead-acid battery. Let's start the topic. Introduction of lead-acid battery. Lead-acid battery are the most commonly used type of battery. All through lead-acid battery have a low energy density, only moderate efficiency and maintenance requirements. They also have a long life and low cost compared to other battery types. One of the singular advantage of lead-acid battery is that the most commonly used from the battery for rechargeable battery application. For example, in starting cars engines, and therefore have a well-established mature technology base, and its cost low compared to other batteries. Next is construction of lead acid battery. The various parts of lead acid battery are shown in below. In figure, the container and the plates are the main parts of lead acid battery. The container stores chemical energy, which is converted into electrical energy by the help of the plates. First of container. The container of lead acid battery is made of glass, lead lined wood, and other material and other hard rubber materials to to avoid discharge of electrolyte. At the bottom of the container, there are four ribs. On two of them rest the positive plates. The other support the negative plates. The prime serves as the support for the plates and the same time protect them for a short circuit. The material of which the battery containers are made should be resistant to sulfuric acid, should not form or propose or contain impurities which damage the electrolyte. Next is plate. The plate of lead acid cell is of diverse design, as they are the consist sum of the a grid which is made up of lead and active material. The grid is of conducting the electric current and the distributing the current equally on the active material. If the current is not uniformly distributing, then the active material will lose off, lose and fall out. The grids are made up of an alloys of lead and other materials. They are usually made with the transverse rib that crosses the plate at right angle or diagonal to grid. For the positive and negative plates are the same design, but the grades for the negative plates are made lighter because they are not established for the uniform conduction of the current. The plates of the battery are two types. They are the formed plate and basket plate. Form plates are used largely for stationary batteries, as they are heavier in weight and more costly than the pasted plates, but the plates are more durable and less liable to loss active material by rib charging and discharging. The form plate has low capacity weight ratio and for a process of much more suitable for manufacturing for negative plates rather than positive plates. The negative active material is quite through and undergoes a comparatively low changes from charging and discharging. Next is active material. The active material in cell which takes active participation in chemical reaction during charging or discharging is called the active material of the cell. The active elements of the lead acid battery are lead uh, peroxide. It is also known as PPO2. It forms the positive active material. The PPO2 the are dark chocolate brown in color, and sponge lead it's from the negative material, negative active material. It is gray color. Dilute sulfuric acid is also known as H2SO4. It is also used an electrolyte. It contains 31% of sulfuric acid. and 69% of water. Next is separator. The separator are the thin sheet of non-conducting material made up of chemically treated lead, wood, propels, rubber, or mats of glass fibers and other placed between the positive and negative to insulate them from each other. Separator are grouped vertically on one side and smooth on the other side. Battery terminals. It battery has two terminals, the positive and the negative terminal. The positive terminal, which a diameter of 17.5 mm, at the top of slightly large than the negative terminal, which is 16 mm in a diameter. Next is electrolyte. The electrolyte, which is a mixture of water and sulfuric acid, is a critical part of any lead acid battery. Next topic is working of lead acid battery. The storage battery or secondary battery is such a battery where electrical energy can be stored as chemical energy, and this chemical energy is then converted to electrical energy as when required. The conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy by applying external electrical source is known as charging of battery, whereas conversion of mechanical energy into electrical energy for supplying the uh, external load is known as discharging of secondary battery. During charging of battery, current is passed through it, which causes some chemical changes inside the battery. The chemical changes absorbed energy during their formation. When the battery is connected to the external load, the chemical changes take place in reverse direction, during which the absorbed energy is released as electrical energy and supplied to the load. Now we will try to understand the principal working of lead acid battery, and for that we will first discuss about lead acid battery, which is very commonly used as storage battery for secondary battery. Next is type of battery, lead acid batteries. Number one is car batteries, then it's deep discharge battery and golf cart or forklift batteries. These are batteries used in automobile or vehicles. Next is battery testing. A battery tester is an electronic device intended for testing the state of electric battery, and going from a simple device for testing the charge actually present in the cell and or its voltage output to more comprehensive tested for the battery condition, namely its capacity for accumulating charge and any possible flows affecting the battery's performance and security. Next is next test, other test on a hydrometer. Electro testing by hydrometer. A hydrometer is an instrument used for measuring the relative density of liquid based on the concept of biology, and they are typical calibrated and calculated with one or more scales such as specific gravity. A hydrometer usually consists of sealed hollow glasses tube which a wider bottom portion of biology and flasks such as lead or mercury for stability, and a narrow stream with tangle for measuring the battery charge. The liquid to the test is poured into the tell container of a graduate cylindrical, and hydrometer is generally lowered into the liquid until it flowed freely. The point at which the surface of liquid touches the step from hydrometer tracks to relative density. Hydrometer can contain any number of scales along the stem corresponding to properties correcting at the density to the density. Hydrometer are calibrated for different uses such as a lactometer for measuring the density for milk and other operations. The hydrometer makes use of Academics principle: a solid is suspended in a fluid in a biotech by force equal to the weight of the fluid displayed by submerged part of the suspended solid. The lower the density of fluid, the deeper a hydrometer of a given weight sinks. The steam is calibrated to give a numerical reading. Next is voltage test. Step number one is the test the battery voltage. Set the voltmeter dial to DC voltage. Place the voltage LEDs on the positive and negative battery posts. Read the voltage, and the voltage should read greater than 12.6 voltage and less than 14 voltage. Step number two, charge the battery. Perform a high rate charge test. Hook positive and negative battery cable on to battery post and set the charge to fast charge or boost. Take a voltage reading with the voltmeter. If the voltage rate is quickly climbed and exceeded 14 voltage, reading as higher as 17 volt, the battery connected contains the and defective, replace the battery. Step number three is perform a slow charge test. Slow charge the battery for several hours. Particularly inspected the battery. If the bubbling, spewing, and spritted battery acid on the cover and the battery is defective and must be replaced. Perform a load test. Slow charge the battery of several hours overnight if possible. If the battery has passed all the others tests, is cleaned and dry, and the voltage reads correctly, and attach a load tester and read the scale. The needle should be in the green zone. Turn the load test knob. This allows current to flow into the carbon foil where it is turned to clean. Do not for approximate time it would take to start a vehicle. The needle should stay in green zone. Repeat the test two or three more times. Each time the needle should remains in the green zone. If it drops into the red, replace the battery. Next topic is battery discharge. Connecting of an electrical loads allow electrons to flow from to negative to positive terminal. This reduces the charge and the voltage at the electrodes. The chemical reaction are able to proceed, generating new electrons and generating the power that the converted into electrical form to drive into external electrical load. As the battery is discharged, the electrodes becomes coated with the lead sulfate and the acid electrolyte become weaker. Next is battery charging. Connection of an electrical power source forces electrons to flow from positive to negative terminal. This increases the charge and the voltage at the electrodes. The chemical reaction are driven in the reserve direction, converting electrical energy into stored chemical energy. As the battery is charged, the lead sulfate coating on the electrodes is removed and the acid electrolyte becomes stronger. Next point is charging method. There are the three common methods of charging a battery: constant voltage, constant current, and a combination of constant voltage or constant current with or without a smart charging circuit. Number one is constant voltage allows the full current to charge to flow into the battery until the power supply reaches its preset voltage. The voltage will then taper down to a minimum value once that voltage level is reached. The battery can left connected to the charge until the read for use and will remain at that float voltage. Trickle charging to concern for normal battery self discharging. Next is constant current. is a constant current is a simple form of charging battery with the current level set at approximately 10% of the maximum battery rating. Charge times and relatively long with the disadvantage that the battery may overheat if it is overcharged, leading the premature battery replacement. This method is suitable for MH type of batteries. The battery must be disconnected or a timer function used uncharged. Next is constant voltage or constant current. Is also known as CVCC, is a combination of above two methods. The charge limits the amount of current to preset level until the battery recharges to preset voltage level. The current then reduces as the battery becomes fully charged. The lead acid batteries uses the constant current, constant voltage, and a charging method. A regulated current circuit precises the terminal voltage until the upper charge limit is reached, at which point at certain drop due to situation. Next is trickle charging. Trickle charging mean charging a full charged battery rate at a rate equal to its self discharge rate, thus the enabling the battery to remain its fully charged level. This state occurs almost exclusively when the battery is not loaded, as trickle charging will not keep a battery charged. If the current is being drawn by a load, the battery under continuous float voltage charging is set to be a float charge. For lead acid batteries, under no load floating charge, trickle charging happen naturally at the end of charge. When the lead acid battery internal resistance to the charging current increases enough to reduce additional charging current to a trickle. Hence the name. In such cases, the trickle charging equal the energy expended by the lead acid battery. The water in the electrolyte into hydrogen and oxygen gases. Other batteries chemistries such as the lithium ion battery technology cannot be safe trickle charged. In this that case, supervisor circuit, some are called battery magnet system, are just electrical condition during charging to match the requirement of the battery chemistry. For Li-ion batteries generally, and for some varieties, especially failure of accommodate the limitations of chemistry and electrochemical of a cell. With regards to trickle charging after recharging, a fully charged state can lead to overheating and possible to fire or explosion. And last is boost charging. Is boost charging is used to charge the battery from zero current to full current, which means the charge supplies high current to the battery. Example, now the we need to charge a 12 volt or 100 Ah battery means with 200 ampere. FLA charge means the charge delivery maximum allowable current to battery, hence the battery charge fastly. Last topic is battery defects. Short circuit cell due to failure the separator between the positive and negative plate. Short circuit cell or cells due to build up shed plate below the plates. Sulfation after a long period of disuses in a low or no charge state. Corrosion or damage to the positive or and negative terminals. Broken internal connections as a result of corrosion. Broken plates due to corrosion or and vibration. Damage to the battery case. And last is low electrolyte fluid level. Thank you very much.